Jack used to really love his secretary. To marry her, he gave up his parents, his children, and even his billion-dollar fortune. But that woman wasn't satisfied. She'd come to my company every day to curse and scream. He was on the phone with a woman all night yesterday. Was that woman you? Didn't you already divorce him? Why are you still entangled? I'm telling you, I'm the one he loves most. Whether it's you, his ex-wife, or an even younger and prettier girl outside, you can't compare to me. I watched her scream her heart out and stayed silent for a long time. People always need to believe they're the exception to feel secure. But love changes fast, and everyone gets their turn. She was a mistress who stole someone's husband. How can she be sure no one will replicate her path? When Selena came to my company's entrance, I had just parked my car there. I saw her go inside and quietly followed her in. Hi, I'm looking for your company's boss. Hi, our chairman doesn't come to the office much lately. Then it's not her. I'm looking for a young woman named Daisy. Hi, do you have an appointment? No, I don't need an appointment to see her. Just tell her Selena is here. Sorry, but without an appointment. I said I don't need an appointment. Just go tell her. Are you deaf or what? Daisy seduced my husband. I'm here to confront her. You heard me. Don't pretend you didn't. I couldn't listen anymore. I stepped forward. Just call security. Don't bother with her. Anyone causing such a scene in the future should be considered a troublemaker and dealt with by security immediately. I said this and started to go upstairs, but Selena grabbed my arm. Daisy, it's been 2 months since your divorce, and you still haven't given up. Where have you hidden my husband? You used to be a mistress. Now you're the one betrayed. I said slowly, ensuring everyone at the front desk could hear. What do you mean? Are you happy you won? Selena looked incredulous, as if I really owed her something. Daisy, he left you all his money. Why can't you let him go? Are you that cheap? I wanted to slap her but held back. I noticed her slightly bulging belly. I thought you wouldn't be so shameless. But it seems I overestimated you. Those slaps I gave you outside the civil affairs office when our divorce was finalized didn't stick, did they? Selena's face turned red, and she was near tears. Daisy, you must be really pleased now, right? You have the child. Jack isn't on my side, and even his parents favor you. They even handed the company over to you. You must be so smug you can't stop grinning. I looked at Selena disdainfully. What's wrong? Haven't you two only been officially together for 2 months? He's already changed his heart. If you're trying to stir trouble, I can understand. You're both stupid and shameless, but if you honestly think I still care about that scumbag, or want to reconcile with him, I have nothing to say. I can only advise you to see the truth and stop making a fool of yourself. Selena, I don't look back. No matter how good Jack is, he crossed a line. I wouldn't give him another glance. Do you think I'd care about a man like that? I don't believe you. Don't act so indifferent. The only ones who buy it are Jack's parents. Selena glared at me. If Jack isn't with you, then where is he? A woman was on the phone with him all night yesterday. Can you swear it wasn't you? Can you? I scrutinized Selena. She was being unreasonable. Look, this isn't a drama. I don't have time to mess around with you. I'm busy and have meetings. If you don't leave, I'll call security. Or, if you think your life needs an audience, go out and turn right. That big commercial street probably has many people willing to watch your antics, because everyone loves a good joke. I was about to call security when Selena stumbled. She clutched her stomach and I frowned. Are you trying to frame me? Don't overthink it. Selena's face showed stubborn defiance. Good. I sighed in relief. I advise you to stop causing trouble. There are cameras everywhere in the lobby. From the moment you walked in, I didn't touch you once. I didn't dare let security near Selena for now. Who knows what she was plotting? Unexpectedly, Selena sneered. I'm telling you, Daisy, stop pretending to be so high and mighty. You refused to initiate a divorce, making Jack and his parents do it while he got scolded. Isn't it just because you have a daughter with him? But now, it's not just your daughter, Jenny. Are you that sure? I didn't take her words seriously. She's just a clown. No matter how many kids Jack has out there, the only recognized one is my daughter. I'm sure of that. I've said it before. Whatever belongs to my daughter can't be taken by anyone else. No matter what happens, whether or not Jack and I are divorced, Jenny will only gain, not lose. You only have a daughter, but I'm pregnant with a boy. I paid for a private checkup. For wealthy families, boys are more valuable than girls. Otherwise, Daisy, do you really think your daughter will inherit the entire Song family estate? Don't dream. Even if Jack's parents favor your daughter now, what about when my son is born? Will you and your daughter still have a good life? Once Jack and I bring our son home, who do you think Jack's parents will love more? your daughter or my son? I took a deep breath. You and Jack are both so old-fashioned. No wonder you two are such a match. And clearly, both pathetic. Seeing Selena's prideful face when she mentioned her unborn son, I realized she wouldn't use him to smear me. Otherwise, I would be very worried. If she got hurt at work or during her commute, I wouldn't be able to explain myself. I'm done with Jack, that cheating scumbag. I don't care how his life is now. As for you, since you've taken my place, just stay out of my business. You already divorced him, so stop clinging to him, Daisy. Selena kept repeating those words like a broken record. And let me tell you, no matter if you're his ex-wife, or some young chick out there, none of you can replace me. Jack only loves me. He gave up everything for me back then. Gave up what exactly? I shot a glance at Selena, finishing her sentence. For you, he abandoned his parents, his 1-year-old daughter, and $1 billion inheritance. Selena's face looked even worse. You got that right. I'm the one he truly loves. If he loves you so much, why isn't he by your side? Why are you here questioning his ex-wife's whereabouts? Selena, if you're so sure, why are you even here? Aren't you confident that he only loves you? Why don't you know where he is? You two seemed so in love, did all those disgraceful things, and even had a love child. But now, not 2 months after tying the knot, you're already going your separate ways. Selena looked like she was about to hit me, so I rolled my eyes at her. Don't get so worked up. Aren't you hoping to marry into a rich family because of your son? Don't lose your leverage. After all, it's your precious son. Just then, someone walked in. It was Jack. Finally, he showed up. I had someone call him when I was in the car. Told him to come take away the troublemaker. I didn't want to deal with crazies, or watch them make a scene. Selena, what are you doing here? You've got some nerve asking me that. Who were you on the phone with for so long yesterday? And why weren't you there when I woke up early? Did you go back to the old house? Did you secretly meet Daisy? Stop causing trouble. We'll talk at home, okay? What's the point of airing out everything here at her office for everyone to see? Can we settle this at home? Jack whispered. I just stood there watching the drama unfold. Let go of me. Selena shrugged off Jack's hand. I want to say it here. Jack, don't try to cover this up. Tell me, was it her on the phone last night? Did you go see her? Are you out of your mind? Jack shook her off. Why make such a scene? Does it give you some kind of thrill? How could I possibly still be in touch with Daisy? Do you think she'd even allow it? Then tell me, who were you talking to last night? This is the last time I'm asking. Tell me now. I said I don't want to talk about it. If you want to keep causing a scene, stay here. I don't want any part of this. Jack turned to leave. Selena ran and hugged him. Fine, I believe you. Just don't be mad. Let's stop fighting. It was so hard for us to be together. Promise me, we'll live happily from now on, okay? She let go of Jack's waist but held his hand, looking frustrated. Jack, even if it was Daisy on the phone last night, I'll accept it, okay? Just don't be mad. Selena was backpedaling, but Jack didn't take the bait. Instead, he shook off her hand again. I've explained enough. I said it wasn't her, but you still don't believe me. What more do you want? And, Jack paused, forget it. Work's already busy enough without you adding to the stress. You're pregnant and not working. Talking to you about this is pointless. Selena, if you don't trust me, then just tie me up at home. Jack, Selena yelled, her voice cracking. What do you mean? Is it really that hard to agree with me? Don't forget, we haven't even been married 2 months, and you're already treating me like this. Do you think that's fair? Idiot. Jack glanced at her, then hurried out. It was clear he didn't want to stay, probably because he has his pride. Back when he used to visit my office with me, he did so as an executive and heir's husband. He was treated with respect, recognized by everyone from the front desk to the janitors. Now, he was just a joke to them. Neither my family's company nor his will acknowledge him anymore. He's been disowned from both sides. It truly is astonishing. When I was pregnant, Jack couldn't wait to make things official with that woman. He ignored his parents' advice, left his wife and child, and gave up his inheritance. He humiliated himself in front of everyone, boasting about how great his secretary was. I can give up everything, but I must be with her. What's the point of living if I can't be with the one I love? Living in this loveless, money-filled family is my misfortune. I don't need my daughter. Selena is pregnant, and I'll have another child. He repeated those sentiments countless times. Seeing it all fall apart like this now is just laughable. A crowd was still gathered around. I laughed and said, everyone, please go back to your workstations. I'll call you when there's another joke like this. Let's get back to work now. I walked towards the front desk. Next time those crazies come around, just call security. If they refuse to leave or disrupt your work, call the police. Don't let them off, just because they are mentally unstable. The receptionist smiled at me. Got it. Also, make me a copy of the surveillance footage from every corner of the lobby, just from that time period earlier. I have big plans for it. Big plans. My best friend, Lucy, suddenly appeared out of nowhere. I chuckled. I'm keeping it to use as some warm-up content for my live streaming. Lucy burst out laughing. Sounds good to me. I'll be your hype girl then. Lucy was here to discuss a business dinner we had later that night. We grew up together, lived close by, and our families' companies often collaborated, so we were very close. In the evening, Lucy and I arrived at the event. We didn't need an invitation, because it was a joint affair between our families. After mingling with some recent business partners, I suddenly noticed Jack was there. I was stunned. How is he here? I double-checked. There wasn't an invite for him. Both our families know about him. There's no way we sent him one. No idea. He probably just slipped in. With all the resources at this event, he's not going to miss the chance to network or pitch an investment, Lucy speculated. As Lucy spoke, she suddenly grabbed my arm. Look who I see. Following her gaze, I saw her fiancé, William. William was standing at a distance, holding a glass of wine and blocking a woman's path. It looked like there was some unresolved history between them. This is William's first love. Just back from abroad, Lucy sighed. Another familiar scene. Is he in love again? He said he hated her. Who knows if that's true? Saying you hate someone doesn't seem genuine. It's hard to forget someone deeply, I sighed. You need to be cautious, Lucy. William was a friend of Jack's from before, but his life hadn't been easy. As a wealthy family's son, he'd been lost by a nanny as a child and was only found by his family at 20. I heard that before he reconnected with his family, he had fallen seriously ill. His first love left him and fled abroad overnight. It was later discovered that the hospital had misdiagnosed him. Not long after, his birth parents found him and arranged for him to get engaged to Lucy. While Lucy and I talked, Jack had already moved to a corner with a female boss next to a row of drinks. There was a large chandelier above, but something was blocking it, so they weren't very noticeable. People might be watching them, but everyone here has a reputation. No one would openly discuss them, except for Lucy and me, of course. We're both a bit mischievous. We even considered circling around to eavesdrop, but that would be too obvious. So, Lucy and I pretended to grab some things and stood near a row of cakes. Though it wasn't the best position, it sufficed for someone with good hearing and vision like me. Aren't you going to introduce me to Alan now? Jack asked. Can we go over? What's the rush? The person patted Jack's hand. Let's have some drinks first. We need to be observant. Let the big shots talk to Alan first. Look over there. Alan is surrounded. We can watch the big shots eat meat and follow up. Just getting familiar is good enough. If we rush over, Alan might not want to talk to us yet. Let's wait until he's done with others. But you said last night on the phone that you and Alan are really close, Jack insisted. Yeah, I said that, but sometimes we remember the big shots, and they might not feel the same. Even with good relationships, you can't be too forward. I know what you're thinking. You want investment for your company, but so do many others. Why do you think you have the edge? Alright, enough with the arguing. The woman, a bit chubby with dark skin, but dressed luxuriously, patted Jack's hand again. Young man, don't be hasty. Haste gets you nowhere. I'm on your side, aren't I? Later, I'll book a private room and invite Alan over. You can bring it up directly then, but the event will end late. Alan's busy. He might not agree to come, Jack said. So what? Even if he doesn't, we can chat. I'm new here for investments. Though not familiar with the business circles, I've been in business long enough. I have some experience. And even if your company's not top-notch, and your business skills aren't great, growing up here means you know the environment well. The lady handed Jack a glass of wine. When he hesitated, she approached him with a smile. What's that dirt on your face? She moved closer and brushed Jack's face. Lucy chuckled. Looks like Jack's getting some good advice. From our angle, there might be serious misinterpretation. From where I stood, they seemed very close. Under the subtle distance, the woman's touch made Jack look like a troubled boy. But it was just a misinterpretation. Jack's family made its fortune in media. I've been to many sets as a supervisor, so I know how different angles can create such misunderstandings. Based on my guess, there's still some distance between them, but that hand definitely touched Jack's face. Otherwise, he wouldn't have visibly shuddered like that. Jack's body stiffened, and he took the drink handed to him by a madam, frowning as he downed it. As soon as he put the glass down, he suddenly locked eyes with me. Jack quickly turned his head away, and the lady followed his gaze and looked in my direction. At this moment, I couldn't just play dead, so I pulled Lucy over and walked towards them. I raised my glass to her. I've always heard you're a business expert, and I'm finally meeting you today. I hope tonight's banquet didn't disappoint you. I emphasized my role as the host. She smiled, wrinkles spreading across her face. You're too kind, Daisy. Such a young and promising woman, like father, like daughter. I took a sip of my drink, smiling. Not at all. I'm just riding on my father's coattails. There's still so much I need to learn. My perspective is too narrow. I hope there will be opportunities to learn from her in the future. She is a straightforward person. She doesn't have a friendly face. In fact, she looks a bit fierce. However, she has a great reputation in the business circle. I heard she built her business from scratch back when the internet and information weren't so advanced. After graduating from college, she started her own company. She was both tough and flexible. Her entrepreneurial days weren't exactly peaceful. Some shady forces would still stir up trouble. Although it wasn't like the old mafia days, it was still tricky to handle. She had no connections and no family background. It said her parents had both passed away, and she was raised by her grandfather. Considering her tough start, I really admire her strength. Putting aside tonight's events, she grew her business step by step. Now she has the capability to root herself in North City, proving that all her efforts over the years haven't been in vain. Such a savvy businesswoman is someone I want to do business with. Anyone who can teach me something valuable, I'm willing to get to know. In the end, all these business skills will be mine. You're too kind, Daisy. I interrupted her. There's no need to be so courteous. If our companies ever collaborate, I'll definitely need to learn a lot from you. You're considered a legendary woman in our eyes. Lucy and I chatted with her. Jack stood beside us, holding his glass, looking awkward. I didn't hide my gaze at all. I slowly took a sip of my drink, smiling as I watched him. Seeing him in such an embarrassing situation, I was actually glad I had divorced him long ago. When Selena came to my company to cause trouble, she said Jack had spent an entire night on the phone with a woman. There are countless ways to do business, and almost any path could lead to success. Jack's situation wasn't that desperate. Although he wasn't particularly capable, he had a good education and didn't learn slowly. He could have taken a steadier path, but chose a shortcut. Since he chose this path, he should have known what he'd face. Daisy, let me introduce you. This is Jack. It's his first time at an event like this. I know. I smiled at her. No need to introduce him. I've met him before. He's my ex-husband. Oh, Daisy knows him. That's good, then. Her voice stopped abruptly. This is your ex-husband. Lucy nudged my hand lightly. I looked back at her. She seemed calm, but I knew her well. She was definitely holding back laughter. Keeping a straight face in this situation, she must have been biting her tongue to not laugh out loud. The other person's expression was peculiar. Jack suddenly looked smug. I nodded. Yes, I moved to a different spot with her. She seemed a bit awkward. Daisy, I was a bit muddled. She spoke hesitantly, clearly feeling embarrassed, but I understood her meaning perfectly. Don't be so serious. You've only been in North City for a short time, and don't know this place well. Jack hasn't attended many events, so it's normal you didn't recognize him. He doesn't participate in business activities or make headlines. Daisy, I'm really sorry. I placed my wine glass aside. You're being too polite. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. But I do need to talk to you about Jack. We divorced because he cheated on me. He insisted on being with his secretary, disregarding his parents, his child, and his family. He insisted on marrying that woman. And now, with this new drama, I think his character is just like that. It's better to avoid him. She suddenly understood. Is that so? Because of this, his parents handed over the entire family business to me and my daughter. I even took over some of my parents' business. You know, even though Jack's parents say they don't acknowledge him anymore, what if one day they suddenly remember they have a son? It would be troublesome, right? Gossip can be really damaging. She nodded repeatedly. I took her contact information, chatted a bit more, and we went back to where we were originally standing. Lucy seemed a bit confused. Once we were far enough from them, she immediately asked me, Daisy, what's going on? Didn't you just help your ex-husband out of a tough spot? You're overthinking it. I poured myself another glass of wine. You know me. I'm not the type to hold grudges and seek revenge, right? Once it's over, it's over. I won't have any lingering feelings, nor will I pity anyone for no reason. Jack had all the advantages, but messed it all up himself. Serves him right. Then why did you go over? Of course, I don't want my ex-husband latching onto someone powerful. True, but that's only part of it. More importantly, some rumors should be avoided. I turned my gaze around the entire venue. Look, most people here have been rooted in North City for a long time. They all know each other's backgrounds. He might not know, but there's no way they don't know Jack's background. They might be wondering why their host invited her ex-husband and what we were up to earlier. Jack being taken advantage of could be a joke, But if the story spreads through the circle, and his parents hear about it, explaining it would be difficult. Even though the old folks are mad at Jack, what if they hear a rumor that he's doing terribly? Lucy nodded repeatedly. I've always known that family ties aren't easily broken, and the old folks are quite soft-hearted. So, if I don't want to give up the money and power I've worked so hard to get, I'll have to step in on some things. That's exactly it. If they soften up and give Jack a position in the company, how annoying would it be to see him every day? Lucy clicked her tongue. And one more important thing, I continued. I do genuinely want to meet her. Since we'll need a breakthrough sooner or later, why not do her a favor in this kind of setting today? In the future, as long as she remembers today's awkward moment, she'll be polite to me. Do you want to collaborate with her company? Not really a collaboration, I said with a slight smile. The gap between our companies is pretty evident. Unlike Jack's family, we don't need to try hard to network. Just extend the olive branch. I'm planning to acquire her company, I whispered. Oh, that's it. Lucy smiled suddenly. Now I get why my dad and uncle said you're a natural at business after dealing with you. No one is born good at business. You just get better with experience. I like doing business. It's not dull. You get to meet all kinds of people. Making money is interesting, and so is recruiting talent. If someone so good at business works for me, it'll be a great achievement. You know, nowadays, big companies are all transitioning. Emerging industries are the new trend, but I think calling it a trend is no longer accurate. Once everyone knows something is profitable, it means those who got in early have already made their money. That sector will start to decline. Lucy, our businesses cover a wide range of areas. Right now, we're focusing more on the virtual economy and high-tech sectors, but I want to diversify. So I'm acquiring her company and hiring her to handle part of our tangible economy and high-tech collaborations. She's famous for her work in tangible industries and very reliable. If she becomes my partner and employee, I'll have fewer things to worry about. I paused after speaking. Honestly, Jack's not wrong. I do love money. I'm definitely a merchant, but it's my choice. It's better than his constant talk of true love, and definitely better than being unfaithful while wanting everything. He even dares to compare himself to me. What nerve! A gentleman loves wealth, but gets it ethically. Every year, while I grow my company's economy, I also increase my charity contributions, funding education for kids in mountain areas, and providing support for elderly people living alone. Just for this alone, Jack's unqualified to judge me. He should look at his own mess. My parents made sure I had the best education and exposure to the world since I was young. Since I started college, they took me under their wing to teach me business. They let me pursue the most expensive hobbies and supported any project that caught my interest, investing a ton, just to teach me that you often have to give to get. They gave me opportunities that surpass many others. I stand on my parents' shoulders to look at the world, so that one day, I can become someone great, so that the resources spent on me wouldn't be wasted, but rather turned into a window to see the world, so that one day, I can do something meaningful with the capability I've developed. I have countless choices. I have the desire and ability to be a better, more useful person, so why not maximize my potential? Jack really isn't good enough for you, Lucy suddenly remarked. I patted her shoulder. Business is like war. You meet all kinds of people. If I were as clueless as him, I would have been dead many times over. No wonder Jack's parents never want to hand over the company to him. We've talked enough. I'm a bit tired. Just in time. Some drama is unfolding. Lucy's fiancé was dragging his first love out. I grabbed Lucy. The show's on. Let's go watch. We followed William. He was roughly pulling his first love. They ended up by the hot spring. William, let go of me. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know this is your fiancé's event? There are lots of people here, all kinds. What if someone sees Kerry, for someone as heartless as you? I never thought you'd ever feel sorry for me. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just protecting my reputation. Also, I'm already married. I have a husband. Can you stop bothering me? Lucy started snapping pictures with her phone. I thought that was it. But then something even more shocking happened. Lucy's fiancé William suddenly hugged the girl, holding her waist, and began kissing her. They kissed for a long time. Finally, his first love pushed him away, her voice hoarse. Don't you already have a fiancé? Why are you messing with me now? William kept pushing his first love for more. That woman went from passive to active, wrapping her arms around William's neck. Lucy typed on her phone and showed it to me. I was thinking of stepping in and telling William to stop being a jerk and bothering her. Turns out, they are both into it. I was half distracted by Lucy's messages, while filming the video for her on my phone. These were all evidence. Even though Lucy hadn't married that jerk yet and wouldn't get much even if the engagement were called off, this evidence could be a useful bargaining chip in business. From where I stood, I could see William's hand on his first love stomach. You can't fool me. You still love me. I don't care if you're married. I know that guy keeps failing at his startups, because I sent people after him. How about this? You give me a child, and I'll leave that loser alone. Deal. We almost had a child, but you got rid of it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. We had enough evidence recorded. Lucy and I were about to leave quietly when we heard voices nearby. Jack, how could you do this to me? I had to call you 1,000 times before you picked up. Are you really that busy? Selena, are you crazy? If you wanted to cause a scene, couldn't you pick a better place? Do you know what kind of event this is? Everyone from high society is here. I'm here for business, not pleasure. Why are you acting so irrational? But you told me you were working late at the office. How come you're at a dinner party now? Do you ever tell the truth? Can we not do this right now? Can't we just talk calmly for once? Selena, why do you have to be so dramatic? Do you even know that I almost fell at home today? Just missed the ground by a bit. But you're fine, aren't you? Still standing here just fine. I cooked fish soup for you, thinking you were working late and planned to bring it to the office. But you lied to me. If I don't work, what are we gonna live on? Thin air. You know I broke away from my family for you. My parents don't acknowledge me anymore. Selena, what more do you want from me? Do you even understand what I gave up for you? Billions of inheritance. Every share, car, house, and penny under my name was taken back. You wouldn't even sell the luxury bags and watches I gave you. So what else am I supposed to do? And do I really need your fish soup? I used to get whatever I wanted, eat the best food. And you're telling me I need you to bring me a bowl of fish soup? Was it me who made you give up everything? Did I force you? Selena, crying and screaming. If I didn't give up all that, how could I have left my family and married you? Did you think I'd want to be a mistress for life? As long as there's money, I don't care if I'm a mistress. That's my choice. And did I ask you to give up everything for me? That's your own decision, not mine. Selena, I hardly recognize you anymore. Look at what you've become. What have I turned into? Isn't this all because of you? Look at you. Your hair's a mess. You don't even bother dressing up when you go out, wearing baggy clothes. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you shouldn't look decent. What's happened to you? And your complexion? Let's not even go there. You're pale as a ghost every day. Don't you know how to take care of yourself? Jack, Selena lunged at Jack, pulling his hair. I've turned into this because of you. Is this what you think of me? I regret everything. Why didn't your wife slap some sense into me? How did I end up with a cheap man like you? You dare mention Daisy. She has money, skills, and a great family. How could you ever compare to her? I regret leaving Daisy and my daughter for someone like you. You're not even a fraction of my wife. I stood there, dumbfounded. Someone like Jack is despicable. Back then, he knelt, saying I'd fallen in love with money and was so tacky, while his secretary was gentle and understanding. I bet he never imagined, just a few months later, he'd be in this mess with his true love. It's laughable. They are both disgusting. Selena sent me and Jack's private videos to induce early labor during my late pregnancy. Jack was even worse. When our daughter Jenny was in the incubator, he was in bed with Selena. This mess is their own doing. They deserve each other. They should spend their entire lives torturing each other. We're not even at the point where they can't stand the sight of each other, or when household fights make them want to kill each other. I'm not a saint, and nothing pleases me more than seeing dogs fight. Do you think I'll abort this baby? I'll make you regret it, Jack. I'll make you regret it forever. I'll make sure you never forget me. Go ahead and abort it. If you don't, I'll think less of you. Once I regain my heir status, I'll have countless women wanting to give me a son. And besides, I already have a daughter from my previous marriage with Daisy. Do you think I really need your child? Stop using the baby to threaten me. Lucy and I listened for a bit longer. When we turned back, William and his first love were gone. They probably heard the commotion and left to avoid getting caught. Jack and Selena's argument continued, but Lucy and I decided to leave. About half a month later, Jack visited the old house. His luck was bad, though. The elders and my parents had taken Jenny abroad. They'd gone for just 3 days, and Jenny's grandparents had already bought her 5 houses in Europe, while my parents bought her 3 islands. 2 families would only have Jenny as their only child. The wealth that both families had accumulated for generations in North City would eventually go to Jenny alone. The only hardship my daughter would face would be an iced Americano. Coincidentally, the elderly from both families planned to stay abroad for a considerable amount of time, so I decided to give everyone at the villa, including the servants, a holiday. No one but me would know that Jack had returned. No one would inform Jack's parents that he had come back. It seemed even fate was on my side. Jack stood at the door, looking haggard and unkempt. I was closing the villa door, planning to stay in an apartment near my office for a while since I needed to rush a project and was also busy acquiring Tom's company. Jack, looking completely dejected, started complaining to me. He got fired because Selena caused a scene at his office, and Selena had an abortion and became a mistress to a pot-bellied boss. As he spoke, Jack knelt down. Daisy, I know I was wrong. You're the only one who truly loves me. Selena was only after my money. Let's remarry, I beg you. Seeing Jack like this, I took a few steps back. Idiot. Just like he called Selena. Jack was relentless. Help me, Daisy. Talk to my parents. And Jenny, I've hardly held her since she was born. A child needs a father. I couldn't help but frown. Help you? Help you how? Scatter your ashes when you die. I quickly got into my car and rolled down the window. Go back. Don't stay in North City. Everyone knows you here. Pick a city where no one knows you and just survive there. As soon as my parents knew you were coming, they shut the door. They said they wouldn't acknowledge you, and they meant it. Kneel there until you die. No one will open the door. I started the car and sped off. Later, Lucy heard about it and went to check. When she arrived, she found Jack had fainted and called an ambulance. Jack seemed to have given up. He left the hospital and North City without waiting for my mockery, and didn't bother me again. At least he had some dignity, which suited me fine. I had all security footage around the old house from those days destroyed. No one would know he had come back. Having done all this, I returned to work. There were many contracts, many projects to rush, and the company's operation model needed gradual improvement. Men will betray you, money won't, and work won't. The road ahead is long, but I'm still me. But Jack was no longer an heir. Perhaps the next time we meet, it will be when he dies.